Hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. I'm just kidding. I had to say that, like I said, since it's all the rage, the Tiger King. Okay, guys, so I am here in my office at SIVO, and I just wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is I promise I'm going to have your midterm tests and your speech grades up this week. Honestly, I brought home my big canvas bag with all that stuff in it. It went in the corner, and the next thing I know, we were quarantined, and I was homeschooling 4 kids, and I only have 2 computers at home. So it just kind of got pushed in the corner, and I kind of had to figure it out. So that is totally on me, and I'll get that done as quickly as possible, I promise. If I were you, I'd be really anxious to know what those grades are. The next thing, I want to talk to you about this persuasive, specific purpose statement, okay? Some of you are having a little bit of difficulty with it. I really, really want you, unless you're sure that you have that statement down, nailed exactly how you want it, and in a full sentence, I want you to go back and do the brainstorming activity we talked about earlier that we did for informative speaking. The one where you sit down and you make a list. You make a list of all the things that you could talk about. You make a list of, then after you make your list, you decide on a couple, and then you go do the spider method and all the stuff we did. Do that same thing for persuasion, please. You're going to come up with more solid ideas if you do that, all right? Now, the other thing I want to talk about is how we word it, okay? So I have a couple notes I want to make sure I get here into this video. After you do the brainstorming, I also want you to think about how you write it. I need you to be bold. Don't be passive. I get it. I am not a pushy person. Sometimes it's hard for me to make a bold claim with bold language, right? So I may say things like, people should do this, or I think, or I feel. That needs to be eliminated from your vocabulary in a persuasive speech, okay? What you need to do when you make that specific purpose statement is it is one sentence that lists very specifically what it is you're going to persuade, and it needs to, again, be bold and more aggressive than you're probably used to. So some of you might have emailed me things and said, I want to talk about why pollution is bad. Okay, we know pollution is bad, right? What I need you to do is be more specific and bold about it. Or animal abuse should not exist. Well, yeah, no, I mean, and then these are all just made up examples. I don't want to call anyone's example out, but things like that, the more specific, the more bold, the more concrete, the better. So I want you to get that specific purpose statement together. Some of you, I've talked about how you need to reword it, and I would like you to do that. But some of you guys, I really do want you to go back, like I said, to the drawing board, do the brainstorming activity. So I'm going to read a couple of examples to you. These are specific purpose statements for persuasion, okay, that needs to be a very formal, bold sentence. For example, the death penalty should be abolished. That's a very bold statement saying that we need to get rid of the death penalty, which through our last video you would know is a policy speech. Lumberjacking is a very dangerous occupation. Let's see, the other one that I had for you. Slaughterhouses cause animals to suffer, so we should support legislation to make them more humane. You should eat less fast food because it is very unhealthy. My cameraman is my oldest son, Alex. I don't know. The camera's dropping. It's moving all around. We're doing the best that we can. Okay? I love you guys. Alex also kicked me in the eye last week in a very rowdy game of Farkle. He got really excited. He flipped over the bed, and then he kicked me in the face. I had a black eye. It was actually a funny story I would have loved to have told you guys all in class. I know you would have gotten a kick out of that. But I'm all better now. Okay, and he's not happy that I told that story just now, but that's okay. I'm not happy with this camera work right now, but we're working on it. Anyway, I'm giving you a hard time, buddy. The number of foreign language credits required to graduate high school needs to be increased, right? That would be another example. Getting into, let's see, I'm going to get into just a couple of more to give you examples of how they are written. Let's see. Looking to see what else I have, guys. So just give me a second. It is wrong to drive a high emissions vehicle. Okay? These are other examples. So when you hear these, I just want you to think about the fact that you need to make a very bold claim. It needs to be very specific and in one sentence. So you're going to say to persuade, right? That would be your general purpose because it's either to inform, persuade, or entertain. Then your next purpose, or your specific purpose rather, is to persuade my audience that that people should make their own Halloween costumes instead of buying them, right? I mean, it could be whatever it is that you want, but you need to make a very bold statement and you need to support it. Okay, I'm gonna let you go for now. I want you to look at that, and then I'm going to post another video in a couple of days for you on YouTube, and we're just gonna move on from there. So your specific purpose statements are due no later than Friday the 10th. Today is the 7th. So I hope I get those get those from you via email very soon. And I actually already sent this email out, but I do want to go ahead and let Mr. Jackson know that I found his beard grooming stuff that he used for his speech on beard grooming. I did email you about that, but I was going to give you a shout out and let you know that I found it, and we're going to figure out how to get it back to you. Okay, bud? All right, guys, that's what I got for you today, and I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to send you also a couple other persuasion videos that are instructional that you can look at, and that won't be by me. There'll be some other sources. And hopefully you are reading your text, okay? And not your text messages, your textbook, all right? I will talk to you later.